possibly be in it? A whole typewriter! Last bit of art supplies is going to be these. I'm going to show you the brand new studio. And here we are. Now, it is a little on the small side. Mom, where are we? The world's famous Mel's Hot Dogs! We're next to the hot dog mobile. Sarah, this is your third time going. We went years ago when you first visited, when we first started dating. Then you went behind my back with my mom and family. That's cool, you know, I'll forgive you. But this time, we're going together to get some awesome hot dogs! Yeah! So, I think this doesn't work anymore. I actually can't find the little edge. But oh wait, there it is. There it is. Yeah. Okay, go ahead and pull it right there. Ooh.
God, it's like hard.
Yeah, that's
what dry rotted tape looks like.
Yeah, look, Scotch masking tape. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm going through some boxes, and I found some really cool, like, old mechanical pencils. These were cool. These are Penn & Teller Super Ball pens, which I've only heard about. Apparently, these were amazing. I'm going to go through and see if there's any that are still working. And then I found these, which I thought were interesting. These were little colored chalk crowns, so, and you can see my hands already stained. Yeah, crowns.
Crayons?
Crowns.
Crown?
Listen, I'm not putting up with your mountain ways today.
Crown is something you wear on your head. A crayon is something that you color with.
I have an accent. Alright, so yeah, I'm just going through this box and there's some random little cool stuff in here. So yeah, maybe we'll... Ooh, this is cool. This is by Faber-Castell. Wow. So I've never seen like older stuff of theirs in person. It's really cool. That, especially like with the font and the placement, that makes me think of Higgins ink because their colored ink looks like that. Guess what? Guess what? These are all dried up, which kind of sucks because I wanted to see them in action. And these are pretty much all. I still gotta test a few more because I found some empty ones in here. But yeah, I think these are all dried up too. Okay, so I was just moving this random heavy suitcase, and I was thinking, what could possibly be in it? A whole typewriter!
That is the coolest find ever.
This is actually really, really cool. Like, it still works. This is insane. Oh my gosh.
The ink's probably dried up.
Wait, can it... It did the thing!
Oh, careful, you're gonna get them all. Tap one at a time. That is so cool.
This is really cool.
The ink is most definitely dried up.
Oh yeah.
But
let's see if we can move this. Okay, yeah, it's synced again. This is really cool. So I do know a fun fact. The reason they went with this type of system and why it's still used is not because it's the most efficient layout of letters. It's because it's the most inefficient layout of letters. Because when typewriter and secretaries and other peoplers that would use these got really good, they would get really fast, and sometimes you could see right there, it could accidentally tangle these up and get to hit and mess up their word. Oh, these are stuck, see? So that became a problem, and so they realizing that, they decided to modify this layout to be inefficient. So no matter how good you got, you could never cross these. Which is kind of interesting. Now, I could be completely wrong. I remember hearing about this like two and a half, maybe a year and a half ago. Time's weird. Years ago. And so I thought this was really interesting. You're going to do it again, aren't you?
Interesting.
You can do it again. Anyway, this is really cool. I don't know what we're going to... Stupid. I don't know what we're going to do with it, but this is cool.
That is something to keep. That's something you don't see very often, and by the time that we are old enough to have grown children, these are going to be extremely hard to come by. They're going to be extremely rare, and especially this is in great condition. It's something, honestly, if we can get cleared up and good, I mean, woo! That's power space. You see that?
Yeah.
That's not space. That's power space.
Okay, so if you put this here and click that.
Yeah. You did the ding.
And so your paper would go here. The only thing is, imagine making a mistake. She probably does. They probably still use this in college.
They would use whiteout when they made a mistake. My grandfather talks about how he used one of these in college.
Really? That's actually kind of cool. I don't know what these do. The LM8. Is that height? And then there's this switch here.
From red to black.
Is that ink?
Yeah, there's a black, this strip here. This top part is black, so much like a black ink, and then red ink.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. You can see.
Oh, low, medium, and high.
So
Most likely, it might be the spacing between.
Oh yeah, look. Yeah, that's
like
the
single space, double space, that kind of thing.
This is cool, and the paper would go in here, and you could lock it. This is
you can pump it to where it goes farther.
Yeah, that's cool.
Do that again.
Yeah, you see?
Hold on. Watch this.
Oh yeah, there's a little stain, some dried ink.
Yeah.
This is
I
cool.
thought it was actual like wet ink there. I thought, oh.
And it's got the little guardian. This is a really, really cool random find. You could adjust, move up and down. This is cool. This is the S.C.M.E.R Smythe Cornor Classic 12. That's cool. Stupid! Alright, Mom is not on camera. She has decided that she didn't want to be filmed, but I want you to tell, this is your typewriter, correct?
Correct.
And you said this isn't even your coolest one.
Correct.
Oh wait, there we go.
Correct.
This is really cool. Okay, so this is low, medium, high, correct?
I think so.
And then these are the inks.
One row in the next.
You got half space, full.
So many years.
Oh, so this is a space, and then you have half space and power space.
And that'll like drop a whole.
Now what's this clearance set?
Out, yeah.
Okay.
And then
This is
you have
cool.
to open it up to drop the ribbon, and the ribbon, we always got the double colored ribbon, so if I needed to do something in red. Yeah, we saw where on the right hand side it had the red and the black. Yeah, you tell it what you want it to be. Yeah.
So now here's my question: did you use this in college
No.
or high school, or is it just?
I took typing in high school.
Okay, and at that point they were still using it.
Yes. I can't imagine lugging that around. I had another one.
It's probably somewhere in there.
Probably around here unless you gave me.
I found this right up there, and I was like, why is this so heavy? And then I opened it, I'm like, oh, this is cool.
He's like, what in the world's in this thing? And he opens up, he's like, oh, yeah,
This is really cool. This is cool.
Speedy control.
Hey, guess what? I was an adorable little baby. Look at that little dude driving a little Batmobile with his little sister and his big old dad in his grandfather's house.
Big old dad.
Well, look, he's big compared to me back then. Like, I'm little. I probably don't even go up to his knee.
Oh, Batmobile, so cute. Where'd you even find that?
What's funny is I know this is the one from I want to say Batman Forever or Batman and Robin. One of those two Batmobiles. I think it's the Batman and Robin one. I want to say. Look at this little wiener. He's the cutest little bean. Oh, by the way,
pretty
one of
funny
our
'cause
closest friends.
She's not even in the shot.
Wait, what? Oh, go ahead and show her.
because I'm starting to say above your legs.
That's fine. You can show my legs for this.
Now there's context for what wiener you were talking about.
Okay, start it over. So I was going to bring up how this little penguin dude, which I don't think we've shown, and if it is a repeat, I do apologize, but this dude's like almost the size of Coco. And this was sent to us by Drew and Sam. Two of our closest friends were actually the best man and the matron of honor for their wedding next year, which is going to be super exciting, so look forward to that. But yeah, they gave us this little penguin dude. And he specifically said this is a puntable penguin, because there's been a running joke in our friend group that I want to punt a penguin. Would you like context for that? You're not going to get any. So, moving on, I do have a bit of loot to show you guys, and some of it's pretty cool and exciting, so I'm just kind of going to go through it randomly. If you guys remembered, I bought a gold and silver set of Uniball gel pens for Sarah. Well, I bought two for myself, so I have a gold and a silver. Now, one of the characters that I like to illustrate, Cora, is a silver golem, so I think this would be really fun to use for some of the liquidy effects that I do with him. Speaking of liquidy effects, I did pick up some microns. Now, originally I went with a Le Pen that was green and red, but turns out they're not waterproof. So I gave them to Sarah, and I picked up a green and red micron. However, I will say the red micron, it's a little more on the pink side, which is kind of disappointing. I've noticed that's really the case. Like, there's some other pens we were looking at that was, their red was more pinkish. I don't know what's going on with that. Same thing with Tombo. Oh no, Coco! She's trying to escape. She's like, dang it, my grandpa's up. I can still get some peanut butter.
Run away,
no,
wiener.
it's okay, Coco. Just chill here. But yeah, so I got those there. And then I also picked up a red Posca marker. So yeah, I love paint pens. These paint markers are really, really cool. Some people call them pens, some people call them markers. I kind of flip-flop depending. At work, we end up calling these markers. I personally refer to them as pens, so there's that. I also picked this up. This is a Copic Classic. Looks very weird, doesn't it? So these were the original Copics until they came out with the variations, the Sketch, the Chow, the really weird, like, really wide one. But yeah, this doesn't have a normal nib. It has this small little bullet nib instead of the brush nib. It still has a chisel nib, but one thing that this does that the other one doesn't is that, boom, you can click it. I like that. I wish these sketches would do that. The Chows can. I don't know why the sketches can't. But this is specifically a number 0 colors blender. Figured it'd be nice to have more of a precision with blending, so I picked that up. Also picked up this little squishy guy here, which I thought I could fill with ink and water and just have like a nice little permanent ink wash that I can pull from, so yay! I also picked these up. These are transparent sticky notes. Now, if you guys know, I really like to use a lot of tracing paper, especially when drawing eyes and symmetrical designs. And I thought this would be a really cool way to have that just without having to cut my sheets or have them just lying around with a bunch of weird cuts and sizes and shapes. So yeah, thought I'd give that a shot. And then the last bit of art supplies is going to be these 4 pens. These are zebra brush pens, and what's interesting about these is I have the large, medium, I think it's medium, fine, extra fine. Coco, oh my goodness, baby. You're trying to run away again. Just chill here. Who's a good bean? But yeah, so it's medium, fine, extra fine, and then this dual tip one, which has a large nib. So yeah, and what's weird about these is they say that they're water resistant. They're actually waterproof, which is kind of crazy. So I did a swatch test and they are fully waterproof. And that's it for art supplies. Now we're gonna go into the special movies that we picked up. So we picked this up, the Mimic 3 movie complete collection set. This was $5 at Walmart. Why not? We both really liked the first movie, and I haven't seen the sequel, so I'm a little curious. Do you have something?
I haven't seen any of them.
Really?
I told you that.
Oh, my bad. I'm misremembering. So I've seen the first one, and I really like it. It's directed by Guillermo del Toro. Really fun movie.
I saw the first Species movie.
That's what I'm thinking of. Species is a really good movie. The first one's really wild. I like it. And then we also picked up the Blu-ray metal tin of Evil Dead. I wish they had Evil Dead 2. But you know what? This is awesome, and this has a bunch of really cool special features. Coco, you know what? You're just gonna chill with me like this. You're gonna show off the next one, which is Bram Stoker's Dracula. This is the 30th anniversary. Now, this is the metal tin 4K Ultra plus Blu-ray plus digital release, because this one came with special features and bonus features. The normal release of this didn't, which, why? I don't like that. But yeah, so we picked these up today, so a lot of really cool loot. These specific ones are going to be really fun additions to our movie collection. Even though I do have the normal re-release of Evil Dead 1, I still wanted the deluxe edition for behind the scenes stuff. And when they do Evil Dead 2 re-release, I will pick up that one as well. But yeah, we definitely have some really cool loot today. Some of it is not all from today, some of it's from a bit ago, like this penguin I think we've had for like a few weeks and I just forgot to show it. And yeah, look at this. He's as big as Coco.
Oh, about half the size.
Oh my goodness, Coco. And she's been trying to play with this dude. She's like, I want to eat him. I want to fight him. I will destroy him. But yeah, so she's just being a little bit of a drama queen today. My dad's still up and my dad is weak and he will give her peanut butter. She knows this. But yeah, that is everything for today. We got a lot done in the garage. In fact, we'll probably do some more tomorrow. I'm gonna wait to show you some of the progress on that. So stay tuned, and that is it for today.
Hey Coco, Dad's got you a new chew toy. Oh, she likes it, Mom. Oh my goodness. Look at her. She's trying to figure out how to tackle it. But it's a bunny. Her sworn.
Are you ready? I'm not.
Hi, Captain.
Are you ready, kids?
Your mom's gonna be like, what the
Okay, so I know I'm not ready. Are you ready? Behold, you're not ready for it because I'm barely ready. The reveal of the room. Here it is, and it blows my mind because I've never seen this empty at all. There's always been a shelf here. There's always been 2 shelves here. There's always been a weird dresser here. In fact, we didn't know this AC unit was here. I took it apart, I cleaned it. Unfortunately, it is missing a few pieces. It does work. It needs a bigger deep clean because there's some gunk on the inside.
Look,
yes.
look, stop it.
Okay.
Over there. You couldn't stand like this, but literally had like this much space. You had to like sidestep in and out of this thing. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I should have done a proper before and after.
Oh yeah.
That's one of my like things that I constantly mess up.
The camera up there and done like a time lapse video.
That would have been so cool. Now,
been.
I will say one thing that does suck is this is the only outlet, these 3, and this random switch here, which controls a light on that side of the house. No, I'm sorry. It controls the light on this side of the house. There is another random switch in a pantry that controls the light on that side. If you look on the floor, you can see the carpet's a little beat up. You can see the indentions from where the previous shelves were. And yeah, the water heater is unfortunately here. I would have loved to actually move it. I can't do that. I'm a good electrician. I'm good at fixing stuff, but I'm not that good. So here's the plan. Since we have all this space here, and you can see the tape here, we are going to paint it. If you want, do you want to grab the paint bucket real quick?
Where is it?
It's right behind you. I'm just gonna yoink. So here is the stop it.
Joke.
That's fair. So here is the paint color. By the way, she's been spraying me with that randomly for like a while, and it's bothering me.
It's pretty funny.
Please stop.
I'm not spraying your face. I'm like spraying like your belly, and you're like, ah.
Stop it! I don't like.
You're like a Marilyn Monroe thing. You're like, oh.
Give me your shin. Give me the shin.
So
here is the. Oh, I'm sorry. So here is the paint. It is bright red, and we do have some painting stuff right here. I did mark it out. Part of me wanted to actually do like a dark gray, but I think a bright red would look really cool, really energetic. We're only going to paint this wall up to here, and then we're going to paint part of this wall up to here, just because the camera will be here for filming, so very excited to do that. We're going to keep these holes in the wall so we can mount some stuff too. I also got some new lighting, so as you can see, yeah, much better lighting than before. Very, very excited to start moving in here. So the next big step will be to paint, then after that to put the furniture in, and when the furniture's in, we're going to do the wiring to make sure everything's wired and set, and then lastly decorate the room by putting up the posters. So still a lot of work, probably a good like week and a half worth of work, but I think we can do this. If I have more paint after I paint this wall, I may paint this wall as best as I can, and this wall as best as I can, and this fake wall here. So we shall see. What do you think?
I think we got it. We can have more. Look at the rest of our lives.
Exactly.
Well, no,
And
not here in
then,
this
well, yeah. Anyway, and of course we have all this stuff here, which is only part of the equipment that we'll be moving into here. We still got like 2 other pieces of furniture, and we still got the desk, so quite a lot. But man, I am so excited. Sarah, are you excited? Yeah!
So, it's been a few days since the news broke, and this is a video I didn't want to make. I definitely wanted to kind of sit and think about it for a bit. It's ironic that I actually ended up finding this comic in the garage, because for those of you who don't know or aren't aware, Kevin Conroy passed away a few days ago, and he is the Batman voice actor. He has been voicing Batman since 1993. He voiced him throughout the entire animated series, Justice League Unlimited, Batman Beyond, Static, just one of the Superman animated series, and like he was Batman to me. He is what makes Batman Batman. And if you look at like his IMDb page, it's just Batman everything. He's been in every single series. Excluding Beware the Batman, but he may have gotten a cameo in that I wasn't aware of, but he's been in all of them. The Batman Brave the Bold. He is just such a pillar of voice acting. He's got the chance to even play Batman in live action. And he was Batman to me. He was my Batman. He was Batman I grew up with. And it's crazy because I didn't know him. It's not someone that I can say he was a friend of mine. I never met him at a convention. I always wanted to meet him, always wanted to get his autograph. Batman is my favorite character. He's my favorite anything. Like when it comes to like a character in movies, fiction, comics, cartoons, he is my favorite. He is that character that I look up to, that I can relate to parts of his story. He's the only tattoo I have is the bat symbol. And this is the animated series bat symbol, which is the one that Kevin Conroy voiced Batman as for the first time and continued for years. And, you know, he voiced him in all the video games. Batman is a character that means so much to me. And growing up, you know, my dad got me into comics. I love comic books because I got into animation. Batman was the one consistent thing in my life. And so he was my Batman. And so it kind of sucks because, you know, even though I didn't know him personally, I had that connection there. It was that constant in my life. And now it's not, and it's really sad. He's an incredibly talented voice actor. He was the first actual actor to distinguish between Bruce Wayne and Batman's voice. He really did a lot to the role. I mean, just so many great iconic moments that we get in different video games and cartoons comes from his performance in the role. And he's just like the definitive Batman voice actor. But with that said, like how Batman got his back broken, he's gonna come back. And so Batman's going to continue on. We're going to get even more new voice actors. We're going to see some new talent come out. It's just something that's very sad to see that he was one of my favorite voice actors of all time. So it's really sad to see him pass. This year we also had another influential creator on Batman. Neil Adams passed away. George Perez passed away this year. So it kind of sucks that a lot of these incredible creators and just talented people passed away this year. But with that said, you know, we're going to remember them. Again, I didn't know him personally, but he was just that constant in my childhood. And throughout my adult years, I could always count on him voicing Batman in something or being in something Batman related. So I just wanted to say that because I already know you guys are probably wondering what my thoughts on it and kind of how I'm dealing with it. And also my little brother asked about me and Alex talked about it. So, you know, I just want to get my thoughts out there. So to his family, you know, I want to say condolences, all that stuff, you know, but just thank you so much for being an amazing part of my childhood, for helping me have this love for this character, because it really came from those cartoons and then reading those comics based off the cartoons that got me into wanting to learn more about DC and Batman. Even though he's not my dad's favorite superhero, he is one of my dad's favorites, and so my dad has that connection to Batman, which also got me into comics too, because my dad would read me old Blue Beetle comics and old Batman comics. So yeah, just want to just thank him for all the stuff he's done. Any words from you, Sarah? She has waved no. So that is it for today. Kind of a downer, but you know what? We're gonna be positive and just look at all the awesome things that we got throughout the years with his voice acting.
Guess what? I love you. Guess what else? I love you too, Coco. Oh my goodness, look at that turn back. She knows she is loved. So what did we do today?
We just waited around.
No, we did stuff. As you can see, I've been caught red-handed.
Okay, I swear, there are so many jokes right there. It looks like it's Shark Week and we just say Venom.
Okay, you know, you killed. Oh, real
Because I
quick.
made the joke and you keep trying to take credit. You didn't even laugh when I made the joke. And now you keep saying it.
You can see my other
You're
hand.
turning into your dad.
Okay, look, so you made the joke. Sarah originally made the joke. I didn't laugh because I was upset. Because today, we painted the wall finally. Now, I was a bit cranky and upset because the brushes that we bought for painting the wall are gone. We have no idea where they went. But the other painting supplies that was next to it is fine. It's there, it's accounted for, it's just the brushes. It makes no sense. And so I was very frustrated because we slept in, and then we went out to do breakfast and run a bunch of errands, so we didn't start until like 3 o'clock, and so I was a little frustrated. So excuse me for not laughing at that very funny joke.
Yes, that I made and now you won't stop making.
So,
Still haven't
anyway.
laughed at the joke.
Ha ha ha, I just laughed.
Okay, so there it is. What's that one?
Now, you, I'm not going to take credit for it, but Sarah bought some treats for Coco, and they're very adorable and delicious. I haven't tried them, but Coco loves them, so I'm assuming they're delicious. And speaking of Coco, she's trying to escape. Look at that little doggo. Look at that little bean. She's like, I'm going to escape. I'm going to try it. Anyway, so I have 3 things that I picked up that I think are going to be really cool, and I want to show you guys, along with the fact that I will show you guys the garage. We got the first layer done. We may not have to do a second coat. We may have to just do some little touch-up. And if that's the case, we'll have enough paint to actually finish one of the other walls. So we got the main wall done. We got a little bit of the side wall. We may finish that off. I don't know. We're going to wait. But I picked up this little thing. It's just a ruler with a bunch of cool little features in the shape of a guitar. It was $6 at work. I thought, why not? We have these on clearance. This is Fine Tech watercolor, but this is actually a full pan, and guess what? It's actually made with real silver, so expect that video soon. And I also picked up a Malto paint pen. Now this is a 1mm round nib. I will be picking up some of the 1mm bullet nibs because those are really good. I really like the red on this. It's a lot better than the red of the Posca pen. However, I am really bummed out that the nib replacements on these are really expensive. They're actually $9, or in some places I've seen them as $13 for 2 plastic nibs. That's ridiculous. They're great plastic nibs. It's actually why I recommend these over the Poscas, because not only are they stronger and yeah, a little more pricey, but the quality is just so much better. They have much more precision. They don't bleed or leak. That's why I recommend the white ones over any other ones. However, the Montanas are, I think it's like $5 for 4 nibs or something like that, so that could work, and they look like they may fit, so I might pick those up and try just to see. Either way, I really like this, and I will have to definitely pick up some more so that I can do some art, because I have some really fun ideas with these paint pens. So yeah, that's it for today. I'm going to show you the wall in a minute, but yeah, we hopefully we'll be able to get it all finished painting today, and then we'll be able to start moving the furniture Friday. Or at least do some touch-ups throughout the week and then move in Friday. The point is, I'm so excited that we're getting closer to having the studio all said, done, and finished. But with that said, do you have anything else you want to say before we go into the garage?
Ah,
Booty.
ow!
Alright, real quick, because Sarah is super tired and we're actually going to go up and watch a movie, but I'm going to pan over here and you can kind of see it right there, a little bit of the reflection. I'm going to show you the room. I promise I will show you guys. We just finished the other wall. Here's the original color. We didn't paint this wall here. We didn't paint this fake wall here, but we did paint this wall. And oh my gosh, I love it. Now, looking on camera, I am noticing that it's a little more on the orange side. It is a dark, still bright red. It's darker than this, but still bright red. I absolutely love how it looks both on camera and in person. I'll definitely have to mess with my settings on my DSLR camera to make sure that it's coming up the proper color. But man, it still looks awesome. You can see that clean line right there. We did that by hand. We did take this side off. And originally, we were only going to paint up to here. But we just finished painting this wall, and you can see the new line right there. I think that looks really good. Just having this whole corner be red is going to be amazing. I absolutely love how this looks. I mean, I am so happy. Now, we did do some spot treating here and there, so you can see there's a few little wet spots here. But for the most part, it is dry. It is pretty much one layer, just like a really heavy layer. So maybe like a layer and a half. But yeah, it covered it really well. The red did a great job covering this original color, so that's why I chose it. Because not only do I love red, but I knew what we could do. So it's two birds with one stone. Now, the water heater was in the way, so we decided not to paint the entire wall. We just went up to this line. But yeah, absolutely love how this came out. The tape removed super easy. I'm just so happy. We also have quite a bit of paint left over, what I was really happy about. So about half a gallon of that. And that means that we only needed half a gallon to paint this whole thing. I'm glad we didn't go with the full gallon. So if we need to do touch-ups, if we want to expand it in the future, we can do that. So the next step is to wait for this to dry. It's going to take about 24 hours to fully dry, be 100%. It's pretty dry right now. Like, I can touch it and there's no, like, nothing additional on my hands. You can see the residue from working on it though. And so what we're going to do, wait for it to dry. Friday, we're going to move in all the furniture. Then I can start doing the wiring. And then after the wiring's done, we can bring in the decoration. So definitely got a lot to do still, but I am so excited. It's going to be amazing. And I am just so happy that I finally got to work in this space. So, do you have anything to add, Sarah?
Red is an awesome color.
That is a very good thing to add because red is an awesome color. It is my favorite color.
I would like it to be known, only in Florida would you see this. This guy's got a whole raptor in the back. I have so many questions, and it even has a blue stripe. So is it blue from Jurassic World? I have questions. We're gonna look this up.
Hey, Purdy.
Yeah.
So, we're trying sushi.
You've already had sushi before, though.
Yeah, well, I've never been to a sushi place because of all my food allergies. So the moral story is, if I die, may or may not...
I've got your thingy.
Yay! I was going to say I blame you, but no, you will resuscitate me back to life.
Blame me? I'm the one that said we could go anywhere else, and you said no, we're going to here.
But you like sushi, and I wanted you to be happy.
But I'm with you, so I'm happy.
I wanted you to be more happy with me and sushi because I love you. Hey, Sarah, can we get this tiny couch for Coco?
Small, even for Coco.
But she's so little. How much is it? Okay, yeah, maybe she, what are we doing?
Putting you more in front.
I was gonna say, we're gonna try these little fruit thing. I don't know if they're juice or jelly.
I don't say either or.
Now, people usually like bite into them and they explode.
Yeah,
we're not gonna do that.
That one lady, like, she bit into it like a shot out her nose. She's just like...
Okay, you ready?
Put the link of that video in her.
Ready? Do we stick the whole thing in? Okay. So for one, that's good. But two, it's actually like a juice gel, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I'm gonna try
You
it.
ever have jelly that like starts to get a little warm, starts to get like back to liquid, like halfway? That's what this is like. Not bad.
That's really good.
We're gonna get like exploding diarrhea from that.
Maybe. Anyway, this was actually really good.
It has occurred to me that I really am unpacking and getting all set up in the studio, and it's still a work in progress. But with that said, though, a lot of the extra stuff in here will be gone, which is fine. That makes sense. That was only temporary. But it's occurred to me that this really is something I'm not going to use as much because I'm not going to be traveling. I don't really go to school, so I don't have to worry about having like equipment with me in between classes. So here's my question: what do you think I should do with this bag?
I don't know. What should you do with this bag?
I don't know, because the only thing I have in here right now is my tablet, and then I do have my little like watercolors, like just kind of doing little sketches book, and then my travel case. I love this travel case. It's perfect. This thing is amazing. I'm so glad that I did upgrade to leather. The only thing is, oh hey, it's a little Coco. Oh my goodness, look at this little beanie. She's so cute. We're gonna put her on the bed. But I really don't travel that much. Like, I mean, if I want to maybe go to like a coffee shop and draw for a bit, that'd be really good. I do plan on emptying this completely. In fact, as you can see, I've already emptied this because I'm going through and re-alphabetize and reorganize all my markers. Again, it's still a huge work in progress. I'm still trying to get everything in. That's why I'm holding off to show you guys. But yeah, I'm going to actually go with the idea of I'm going to handpick the markers I want and keep them all together and then grab them when I go. Ew. So my question is really what is going to be the new status quo for this box? Like, I definitely want to keep this little ruler in there. Got some bandages, got a jelly pen, I got a colors blender, got my extra battery, got my little bowl for paint. You can see it says paint right there instead of the bowl for Coco. So what do you think I should really use this for? Because outside maybe going to a coffee shop once in a while, I don't see this getting much use anymore, which kind of sucks because this was my backpack and this got me through college and school. What do you think?
I think Coco's adorable.
I think Coco's adorable too. You can't see it, but they are playing behind the camera. It's
And
adorable.
it's very difficult because I'm using my hands to hold the camera.
Yes, but I do have one piece of loot that I want to show you guys, and it will be going in this bag. I got a set of travel Kalinskis, and I love Kalinskis. They are phenomenal brushes. Their mimics are my second favorite brushes of all time. My favorites being the Winsor Newton Cotman series. But yeah, so this was 3 sizes. This one here, I believe, is a round 4. This one here is a round 8, and this one here is a round, I think, 12? Yep, around 12. So really good variety. I absolutely love how these things look and feel. I haven't got a chance to actually do a piece with them. They also came with this little leather thing here to keep them all together. So very, very cool. The only thing is these are not the Kolinsky Mimic travel brushes. Those were like $110. These were like 17 bucks, and I got a really good deal on Amazon because they normally sell for like 24 bucks. They're definitely going in here. These are good travel brushes, and instead of using a water brush, I decided to go with these because I already had like the little thing for water, which is cool. But yeah, I'm kind of sad that I'm not going to be using this as much anymore, and that stinks because I really like this bag. I really, really like the bag that Jazz is making. I just don't really need one anymore, or at least as much as I would in the past. And I love how Coco is just living her best life. This is what I love about Coco. She is a happy, loving, sweet, and absolutely, truly adorable and kind dog. She is the bestest and the goodest.
Hey, every man brags on his wiener.
Yes, but this is a special wiener. She's the goodest bean. Wait.
Hey everybody, just want to tell you, subscribe to the Bean Empire.
Coco, you don't have your own YouTube channel.
That's as far as you know.
Oh, that mischievous laughter definitely doesn't mean something.
Alright, I think we are finally ready for the reveal. Now, I just finished putting up some posters. I don't have any more command hooks, so I can't put any more up, but it's just enough to feel like it's right. I feel like I am ready to show you guys the studio. I am very hyped. I put all the old stuff in, I put the new stuff in, I've organized it. My original plane didn't fully work, but you know what? We redid it, and here we are. I'm going to show you the brand new studio. And here we are. Now, it is a little on the small side. It's definitely cramped, but I was able to get my major things in here. My paper, my art drawer, my little things here, and yes, we do have some loot we'll go over. The desk, I even got a new TV. This was a gift from Alex, and I'm signed in on all the accounts. And the wall. Now, yes, this does look a little tame compared to what we had before, but I ran out of command hooks, so I can only put so many up. But more importantly, I want to have this one have a shape and a theme and kind of some symmetry to it. And to me, this was the most important piece to put up. This is one of my favorite, if not my absolute favorite Batman quote. Everything's impossible until somebody does it. That is just something that is so personally motivating to me. I just think that it's just something I can look at and just say like, hey, I can do this. You know, someone said it was impossible. I said it was impossible until I did it. And you know, that's just to me super motivating. But yeah, I have my main favorite one up. This really cool Batman one for the Rebirth design. I really, really like that look. Welcome to the Batcave, because this is my Batcave. Of course, that poster, first appearance of Batman, my Batman Beyond poster I've had since I was a little kid. That is the first appearance. Sorry, that's not the first appearance of the Joker, but I believe that's his first appearance on a cover. Then we have this, which is the first issue of Batman. This right here is very special. This is actually the first ever wooden poster I got, and this was a gift from my little sister. And of course, this great poster. I love the Jim Lee's one of my favorite artists of all time. And yeah, I just find his work super motivating, so having that right there. I want to get an Alex Ross Batman poster, but I just haven't found one yet. And then over here, we have the desk, of course. We got the TV. We have where my laptop goes. Behind there, it's just a little storage of stuff like, oh, I reviewed this, and I'm not going to use it, so it goes over here. Just some extra stuff. There's a few electronics on the bottom shelf. And then we have the portfolio. I think it would be really cool to have that in the background, because I'm going gonna film kind of like this at an angle, and then if I do a piece that I really, really like, I'm gonna put it in the portfolio. It's gonna be like kind of a staple. I also have this shelf right here, and yes, it is on wheels, and yes, Coco was in here chilling with me. We'll close that. And yeah, so everything's organized in here. I did buy a third Spectre Noir marker setup, or a fourth. I know I have more than two, but I don't know if I have three. I know I have two at least. But yeah, so that is set up, and I have room for more Copics, and yeah, my Copic addiction is getting worse. The water heater, can't really change that. I got my giant canvas thing right here, so this is all my like giant papers and stuff. My book, which is super motivating. Got, of course, my lamp, which I do need to get a light bulb in, and my Batman popcorn bucket is holding some brushes. Got my mic, and of course I have this, which is filled with artwork I've made in the past. It's also filled with new drawings and stuff to review. Very excited about that. I also have my box of inks, which yes, I love this box, and I would love to get a second one. So that is right there. Got a tripod there, and then this, yeah, ended up using these as kind of little shelves just to put some little knickknacks and little motivators. So yeah, it is very small compared to the rest of the garage. Of course, we're using it for storage. There's a fridge here. There's a whole AC unit. This is my grandfather's desk where he does his projects and works, and my grandfather was a system analyst for years, and so he's really up to date on electronics, and he was kind enough to give me this space to make my own. It was definitely a lot of work. It was a long time coming, and I just want to say thank you all for being super positive and just helping me throughout this whole process. A lot of my friends have just been super helpful and just keeping me motivated and upbeat. Sarah has been amazing and super supportive, and while this is technically a larger space than the original studio, in the sense that what the studio space was dedicated for, this is actually bigger. I measured it out. However, the room itself was definitely a lot bigger, so it felt more open, it felt bigger, despite the fact that, you know, it technically wasn't. But you know what? This is a nice little office space. I'm gonna get a curtain that we're gonna attach here and then there, so we can actually have a little privacy when we work. And I'm just super excited to and just feel motivated to actually start working again. Now, this is a temporary setup, and what I mean by that is me and Sarah are planning to eventually move out. We're looking for 1.5 to 2 years, preferably a year, but you know how life can be. And so that's our plan, to get our own place. And when we do, we'll probably either turn our garage into a studio or one of the rooms. We haven't gotten that far ahead, but that is the long-term plan. But until then, we have a space to be creative. Now, I do have some loot that I will go over in a bit, but yeah, I absolutely love how this came out. And yeah, got my little Dachshund sticker. I got this cool little Coke dude. I actually got this at Pensacola. I absolutely love this little dude. And then some Jim Lee art, because again, he's just super motivating for me. I want to get some like Kirby posters up here, but the problem is he didn't really work on Batman. Like there's a few Batman sketches of his, but he didn't do like a mini or a series or anything. So that is kind of I might have to make my own. I'll draw Batman in Kirby style. That would be a fun video. Also, my ring broke, so that's why I'm wearing my grandfather's ring again. So yeah, just want to point that out. I chose this camera angle because I wanted to show off that cool Batman poster. That's my favorite, and yeah, it's not even in frame. And you know what? I'm just gonna own it because I kind of dig this one. It's a lot more chill. I could have done it here where you'll actually see the set when I film. No, we're gonna hold off on that. And speaking of filming, I'm not going to be filming anything really anytime soon, only because I'm gonna take some time for me and Sarah. Keep in mind, this has been a very busy year. I've done a lot. I graduated from college, I relocated and moved my whole entire family, I got married, I started a new career. Like, there's been a lot going on. And I'm not saying I need time for my mental health, and you know, making sure I'm mentally well is super important, and everything is going well, but you know, I just have a little things that are going on, like some adjustments, and you know, I relocate to grandfather's down on my mind, but it's more or less just I wanted time to just chill and just kind of make art. Yeah, I still have some videos left over that I'm publishing, and I appreciate you guys' patience on the upload thing. It's been a little crazy, and just also like fact that me and Sarah are now living together, and like our entire relationship, like we've been dating for almost 8 years, and only 2 of that was in person. So the fact that 6 years long distance, we're getting used to it, and it's amazing though. I will say I absolutely love the fact that I go to sleep and wake up to my best friend. It is the most amazing. I cannot convey to you how amazing that is. So with that said, yeah, I'm gonna be doing some stuff for me, some fun projects for me, just some stuff for my dad. I'm gonna paint him some Mego heads. I might film that, probably not, we'll see. But yeah, I'm just happy to finally have the space set up, and I'm just gonna take some me time. My sister's coming up for December and Christmas and Alex's birthday, and we have some plans then, so I probably won't do anything in December. But come the new year, I'm definitely gonna be hitting that grind, because I really enjoy making content. I really enjoy drawing. I really enjoy making art. I love working with a dip pen and a brush, and I want to go back to that. It's been way too long since I've been able to do that. So yeah, that is just some updates. And real quick, I mentioned it in the previous clip that I wasn't sure how many of the Spectre Noir marker cases or holders that I bought. I counted it. I have 24 in total, and they come in 6. So I have 4. That's insane. I have a lot of alcohol. I think I have close to 100, maybe 90 of the Prismacolor ones, and then easily like 85, 86 Copics. I know I have 77 Copics, but it does include bits and a few duplicates, so I'm gonna just kind of aim at that
85 mark. That feels right. Got some Winsor Newtons, and I even have some Blick ones. And even though, again, disclosure, I do work for Blick, I still really think that their alcohol markers are super high quality. Very impressed by the quality of them. Like, legitimately, before I got this job, I was like sold on their markers because of how good they were. And I have a few grays right now, but I plan on buying some more because they're really good just to use in the background for sketches, especially my sketchbook, but also just in general because I go through grays a lot. And the Copics are, well, I definitely think they are top tier amazing. They are super priced. And real quick, my marker list is Copic, Winsor Newton, Blick Who, because they're both really, really good. I'm like genuinely impressed by it. Then Prismacolor and kind of everyone else. Even new Spectra Noir, which I haven't tried yet, I heard are really good, so I would actually probably put them above Prismacolor from what I've heard. I just haven't used them yet. I do have one old Spectra Noir marker left, so because of that, I'm kind of going to rank them below. But yeah, I've just been super impressed by just my collection of alcohol markers because I'm like, too many. And then on the app for Copic, I have like a huge want list, and I'm like, oh no. So yeah. Oh, and then real quick, because I'm that crazy, I do have Winsor Newton watercolor markers, which I will be making a video on at some point. So that's going to go in there. And I'm realizing I might have to buy a fifth one. And if I buy a fifth one, this was genuinely too tall, and I'm genuinely scared it's going to fall over and crush me. With that said, though, I want to talk about the loot that I got, because I got a few pieces of loot that I'm really excited for. I got some more I'm going to be picking up on Black Friday. So with that said, this is also going to be my first time working retail Black Friday. I just realized because I never did anything at Dollar Tree. We didn't have any sales. So if I work, and not all the time I didn't go out because I don't need a new TV bad enough to kill someone. So I'm a little nervous, but still super excited. With that said, let's dive loot. Starting with Winsor & Newton calligraphy ink. Now, I did do a video talking about the Winsor Newton, the black blue calligraphy ink. I was really disappointed because it wasn't waterproof. Now, I don't know if that video is out by the time this is airing. I don't think it is, so spoiler alert. I was a little disappointed in it. Beautiful color, absolutely loved it, but it wasn't water, and that's pretty common. Almost every single type of calligraphy ink is not water, and that's because they're formulating fountain pens instead of dip pens. And the thing about fountain pens is that you need a really fluid, really running to work in it. And when you do that, that creates the problem of the material or the parts inside the ink that makes it waterproof makes it thicker and you can't use it, which really does suck. But I have a few dip pens and but the thing is, I have a lot of dip pens, but a few fountain pens, and I think it'd be really cool to start to use them more. I definitely want to work on my handwriting. Even the guys at work joke about it, so that is something I think would be really cool to have. And I do really like Winsor Newton. They make my favorite ink, and I am critical of them. I recommend all their inks except for their white ink because their white ink is terrible. But with that said, they still make really, really good stuff. They're probably my favorite art brand out there because every time I've used them, I've pretty much always been just blown away by the quality. Only time I haven't been was with Fineliners because they're not waterproof, and their white ink because it was trash. Either way, I still love them and they're amazing. And kind of going on the ink, I did pick up some golden, and I believe this is the first golden product I've actually bought. This is Golden High Fluid Acrylics Carbon Black. I picked this up because me and acrylics kind of don't get along. I did have to study acrylic painting in college, and yes, I did paint with acrylics, and it just wasn't. Half of the semester was acrylics, the other half watercolor. I really enjoyed the watercolor more, but I really like the solidity of acrylics. I like that strong, putting that color down and it's down. But watercolors are transparent, and I found that fix with gouache. Gouache has slight transparency, but it's much stronger colors. It goes down easier. I love gouache, but it's something about acrylics that I just don't like. I think it's because it's more heavy, and I did use heavy body ones, but they come out with really fluid acrylics, and these ones high fluid ones. In fact, they even advertise this as pretty much being like an ink. So I really want to test this and see how it's like. And if I like this, I might pick up a few more and do some acrylic stuff in the future. We'll see. But right now, I'm going to leave my acrylics to my pens because, well, I really like using paint pens, and they're great for adding layers to my art already. So I also picked up this thing, which is kind of interesting because I've never used one of these before. I've never done this. Now, this is actually to a carving block that you can make a stamp with. And the reason I picked this up is because I was thinking of making a bat stamp because I love bat. Favorite animal, superhero I created for this channel and a graphic novel is Bat. My favorite superhero is Batman. Kind of getting the theme here. I love bats. So what I wanted to do was create a little stamp that I could stamp onto my art and then do my signature under. And I've never done this before, but I think it'd be really cool. This was like $1 and some change, so I thought, why not? And yeah, I'm going to do that. I think that'd be fun. There's one that I've been eyeballing, and it's on for like a year and a half, but it's $11, $5 shipping, and I don't know if I'll run into rights issues because I created it, so if I use that to stamp my art and sell it, so I'm just gonna create my own. I think that'd be really fun. Don't know when, but that's definitely gonna be a video idea. Cool. And then speaking of fun, cool video ideas, I did pick this up. This is a hose. Now, my dad, and I've mentioned this before on the channel, bought a airbrush years ago. And moving, I actually went through and figured out what it is. It's a Badger. It is a model 175, I believe. I'll put the picture up here. And I'm really excited to kind of go in and start learning. And and one of the guys that works at our shop knows like everything there is to know about airbrushes. So I thought, hey, can you take a look at this? Can you help me figure out the hose? And he got me hooked up, so I'm gonna check to see if this will work. I trust him, but he even said that there's a slight chance it might not, so just double check it when you get home. And yeah, I will do an update on that later. And the last thing I picked up is this. This is Stonehenge Aqua Cold Press Black Paper. So instead of being normal cold press watercolor paper, this is cold press black paper. And yeah, I can't wait to do something with it. I really like the texture because it has that cold press texture. But the fact that it's black means that I can use some really cool iridescent watercolors. I can use some of my metallic inks. I'm really excited to do a full on. This is gonna be really cool. So look forward to that video at some point. Same thing with the airbrush, me trying to figure that out. And also these are future video ideas that I'm really excited. But thank you for listening to me ramble for however long this video has been going for, and however long it is going to, because we still have a few days in the month. So that said, stay tuned for the loot from Black Friday. I'm really excited because I got some watercolors, some black gesso, and of course some gouache that I'm gonna be getting. And yeah, just thank you guys for just being positive, keeping me motivated, and just being super like awesome. I really appreciate all you guys. We went up a few subscribers, and just from the bottom of my heart, all so much. I can never convey how much this means that you guys actually like watch this crazy channel of me just being insane and rambling and being an ADHD kid for hours on it. Thank you all very much.
We are here.
Oh my god.
Did you knock anything over?
I think a thingy went through.
Oh, it's the it's okay.
My bad.
It's my palette.
God.
It's okay. So, for those of you who don't know, this is a very tight space,
Extremely
and
cramped, and not in the fun way.
yeah, so as you can see, we keep hitting things.
We
It's-
means me.
Now, it is... No, I keep hitting the back and shaking the markers. So,
Oh.
this is a bit of a tight space for one person. Definitely has a good workflow. I really like it. But when it comes to two people, even on the tight side.
Yeah, unless you really want to knock the shelves over. Don't be doing anything sketchy.
Yeah, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Now, we decided to film this way, and by we, I mean Sarah, because it was your idea. And I actually got, the way two books were positioned, I kind of forced the pop socket in there, and it's actually holding really well. I'm a little nervous it's gonna fall. Watch it.
Now, like,
Yeah.
we're gonna get like a minute away from being done.
Just maybe. Oh, see, I just hit the markers again.
Ah.
Yeah, so we're going to go over the loot that I got for Black Friday. Now, I did mention in the previous clip that I picked up some loot, and that I'll be talking about Black Friday. All of this is my Black Friday art stuff. This is actually my Cyber Monday thing, which came in super early. I was really happy about that. I do have one more thing coming in. It is a manga dip pen. It's the red one that this company made, which, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Don't ask me.
Yeah, I have no idea. And I love these manga dip pens. I have another one that's solid wood. This one, it's the one I ordered is wood, but it has a red gel, while this one's plastic with a blue gel. It also has the cap. The other one I have that's mini doesn't. It's also a little smaller than that. So very excited about that. And then I think we'll just dive into the loot. No particular order. Pretty much the stuff here is just supplies. The only thing that will kind of be the, like in a video, will probably be this black gesso, but it is not going to be the main thing in the video. It's going to be a step in it, and I don't know when that one's going to come out. I might do something with watercolor pencils. I don't know yet. We'll see. But let's start with the watercolor. And I did pick up some New Trek watercolors that went on sale. They're like $3 a pop, which I thought was a really good deal. The only thing is I also picked up some gouache, and their gouache and their new tubes look very similar. Like, that's the old tube, and then this is the new tube. So unless you notice the word gouache, yeah, it's easy to get confused. So I did pick up a spring green. Would you like to talk about the colors? You know, anything, just feel free to jump in.
No.
Okay. Turquoise green. I did pick up a few greens, which is kind of weird because, like, I'm a red guy, but a lot of the reds they had didn't stick out to me, except for one. I did get a Persian green. Ironically, like, reds, blues, and purples kind of stick out to me, but this time the greens did. There were a few greens in there I'm like, okay, I definitely see myself using. Now, I am a half-hand kind of guy. I think it's a very efficient way to use watercolor because you're not using a lot when you're mixing, but I do have a few tubes of watercolor, and that's mostly because they're for, like, some background, some experimental effects, some mixing. I do want to get better at color mixing. I did pick up an Azalea Crimson, which is the only red I picked up, which was surprising, and then I also picked up a Pans Gray. I didn't pick up an Ivory Black or a China White. I ended up just going with Pans Gray because I use a lot of gray already. That is the watercolors, and then I did pick up 2 tubes of wash, that being ultramarine and primary yellow, which, fun fact, ultramarine actually means from across the sea, because most places actually had to travel the ocean to get the mineral to make it. Now, I don't remember if it was lapis. I do know that lapis actually did have pieces of ground out lapis in it, and that's why it was so expensive. I can't remember if it was just like ultramarine was the original name for lapis lazuli paint, or, you know, whatever, but I do know that's why ultramarine is, like, paint back then was freaking wild. Like, we were talking before we were filming how there was an actual, like, purple was made by crushing, like,
Shells.
shell. Now, I can't remember if it was just the shell or the shell and the animal within, but it's kind of crazy to think because only royalty could afford that, and that's why that color is associated with royalty. Like, lapis
that was a
lazuli.
very rare shell.
Yep, lapis lazuli was actually saved only for paintings of the Virgin Mary. Yeah, that's why she wears blue, and it was to help make her distinct. I like different stuff like mummy yellow was actually made by grounding out mummies, like bones and stuff. Like, it's insane. Like, old school paint is wild. And
Isn't there a place that actually does have like every color, like they have it preserved?
I think it's a museum that has
Yeah.
that. There's one guy on YouTube that he actually makes the old-fashioned paints, but then he'll make synthetic versions that are safe to use. Like, he actually made a paint with arsenic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like kind of insane. And he'll go in and actually color match it as perfectly as he can. But he does still make the originals for like his base. It's really cool and fascinating.
Yeah.
I did pick up these here, just kind of switching gears real quick. These are cool. These look like normal color pencils, but they are actually watercolor color pencils. And so I ended up picking up a black, 3 grays, and then a blue and a red. I don't think I'm going to make a video on these. I might change my mind, but I really just kind of want to dabble with these and see what I can do. I'm already not the biggest fan of colored pencils. I don't like to use them just solely. I'll use them with different mediums and accents just to kind of create textures and shading, or if I want to do like a fog. But yeah, so I'm kind of curious to see if I'll like these or not, because my big problem with color pencils is the blending and the shading and just getting those smooth transitions and the grain. Like, you really I feel like you have to stab the paper to really get it on. So what I'm going to be doing with these is see if that takes that away, because, you know, just add some water, add it, and do the blending. So I want to see how that goes. The second thing that I'm super excited for is this. This is black gesso. Do you know what gesso is?
Nope.
So gesso, no, it
Actually,
comes
yes, I do. You told me about this the other day.
Oh yeah, I did. So for you guys who don't know, gesso, see, this is why I have you here, is so they can be you and I can explain things in a natural way.
Nobody can be me. I'm only me.
No, it's like why the doctor has a companion. You're the entry point for the viewer. You're the most important part of the show.
I'll show you the entry point tonight.
This is a Christian family channel.
Bull crap.
Yeah, you're right. So, gesso is the stuff that canvas are primed with. So, for example, a lot of times you go to Walmart or Blake or Michael's or Jerry's and you buy canvas that's wrapped, they're normally already primed with some gesso. This is what that is. And so, if you stretch your own canvases, you usually have to prime them. People who paint skateboards and wood surfaces usually use it to prime the area for paint. This here is black gesso because while I have 3 large canvases that I want to work with, what I want to paint is actually going to need to have a full black surface. And instead of buying like a expensive black canvas, I figured, hey, I can just paint it. So I'll put that on as a layer, it'll turn the whole thing black, and then I can paint on top of it. So very excited. I was gonna get the Liquitex one, but it was like $16 for like half a fluid ounce. This one here by Utrecht was already on sale, so for $10, this is, I want to say 16 fluid ounces. Yeah, 16 fluid ounces. And yeah, considering what I want to do is already going to be expensive because I have to buy a wood frame and then I'm going to have to actually build it, which now you're curious about that video of building, isn't it? And I got to buy like 2x4s and stuff. So the moral story is I went cheap and this was on sale and I was taking advantage of that. And then the last thing is my Cyber Monday deal, and I am super happy. I say Cyber Monday even though it's not even Monday.
Yeah, Cyber Monday's tomorrow.
Yeah, they actually had, so Amazon Prime, if you have Prime, they give you the Cyber Monday deals on Black Friday, which is really cool. So this here is going to be a 25-inch desk mount for my camera. Now, this is the current mount that I use for my camera. I like it, but the problem is it's not long and it's really difficult to move it because this whole thing is metal and so it flexes and you really have to kind of force it to move. This here I want to try because I want to see if I can get a more over-the-head, top-down view. It's a lot longer than this one. The only thing that this has that I do like is it has a quick release, which is right in here, so I can just remove the camera super quick. This doesn't have that, and I'm kind of a little disappointed. I think up here will be a pseudo quick release, but it didn't advertise that I had one. But I'm curious to give this a try. I'm very excited. It did say it works with a DSLR camera, has the right mount. If it doesn't, I will return it, but I am very excited to get this set up and test it with my camera. I, again, am not going to be filming any videos anytime soon. I do want to take some time off to work on projects with my dad and just kind of have some me and Sarah time. I mentioned in the last vlog that you weren't here, that everything's going good, that, you know, but still, a lot of changements, a lot of adjustments, a lot of things, you know, like most of our relationship has been
long distance. So it's really, it's learning how to live with each other, which it's fun to learn.
It is. And we both have tomorrow off, so we're going to spend the day together. And I
Coco.
just want to do some kind of drawings for me and just have some fun. I got 3 pages left in my sketchbook before I start my next one. And so it's been a couple months. I've been so busy. I haven't had space to draw that. Now I have this. I definitely want to kind of ease back into it and make some art for me. But we'll be going back to filming probably next year. Very excited because, you know, December, Krista and Alex are visiting and we have some stuff there. And
And my grandma too.
Oh, and my mother-in-law, so.
Grandmother-in-law.
my mother-in-law's visit. I love my mother-in-law. She's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So
She's
yeah,
really
we definitely have a lot going on, and I just want to spend time with my family. So. With that said, though, thank you for watching today. I don't know if this is going to be the last clip. It is the 23rd. We still have a few more days. But if it is, it's going to be an amazing month because it has. And one more thing. Open your mouth. That is a reference to a very specific comedy.
What's the movie's name?
I don't know the name of the movie. What's the name of the movie?
Norbit.
Yeah.
By the way, I hung up the Iron Man HULKBUSTER poster I made, and it looked perfect. This is the digital one. It's not the actual real one. I wish I could have found that one, but that one somehow ended up in the store here, but I don't know how. So I decided to put it in this spot, and it literally fits like perfect. If it was an inch bigger in this way, it would not have. And if you can see, my sketchbook's right here, and that's because I'm letting it dry. I finally got a chance to sketch something in my sketchbook. The last time I did that was this, and I do not like how that came out. And yeah, I just wanted to do something, and I felt like I just didn't have the room or the freedom to do it, in the sense that, you know, I love my grandparents, I love my parents, but the way things are right now, with my taking care of my grandparents, everything, there is like no place to sit down and eat. Like, it is a struggle to find table space too. So, as you can guess, it's really difficult to find a space to draw, and now I finally have that freedom to just be creative. And this was a drawing I did for me. I did use a lot of Dr. C.H.A.M.B.E.R and Lead-Proof White ink to do some touch-ups. It came out really good. I really like the watercolors. I really like the alcohol markers, and I got a chance to really be creative with my metallic watercolors too. The only thing is, I definitely, like I said, this was for me, but I definitely learned a lot doing this field art, and I am going to take a lot of notes on this process so that when I do the actual video, that you guys will see the whole start and time lapse. That, yeah, got a lot to learn. I might do some more work on the mag circle. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, I absolutely love how this came out. And I did mess up the lip, but it's cool. It came out looking good. I got one more page left in the sketchbook, and then I'm going to start filling up my Rendar. I'm super, super excited. I absolutely love Rendar, the paper, but yeah, we're going to be heading that up soon. But I do have my last piece of loot that I want to talk about, and it's this pen. Now, this pen is by Hoaki. You know what? I actually have the how to pronounce hold up. We're going to listen to how it's pronounced right now. Tachikawa. It's a Tachikawa, and these are really, really good pens. I absolutely love these. What's so great about manga dip pens is that they can actually take both nibs. You notice it has two holes there. Now, this is not my first, this is actually my third of these pens. The first one I got, I believe, was actually this one here, which is wood, and it, yeah, actual wood, really nice, has a plastic nib holder, very comfortable in the hand. Then eventually I got this one here, which is plastic with this nice little grip here. It also has a cap which can attach to the bottom, which is really cool. You can see that like it is quite a bit bigger than the normal wood one. However, even with the cap on, it is still smaller than my American dip pen with a nib in it. So I thought that was very interesting. It's very, as you can see, subtle, and even if you took the cap off, this is still a good amount smaller than the dip pen itself. So I thought that was interesting. This one caught my eye because it was on sale for like $4 and it's normally $6. And I was like, you know what, I'll just do it. And it has a red little rubber thing, and it is wood. You can hear it. Very nice. Did I need another one? No, but I really wanted one because I do like these dip pens. I know in my videos you mostly see me use this one, and that's just because I've used it for so long, I'm very comfortable with it. But I do switch it up. I do have other nibs on these. For example, you can see I have this one here, and then I have my G nib right there. I'm probably going to actually take my G nib and put it into this one, and have this one be the one that kind of chills at my desk. Have this one be my backup, and this one be my kind of weird experimental nib that I use, because this nib's really weird and kind of like to do experimental stuff with it. Either way, I am very happy with how this studio is setting up. I'm very happy with this month. I also have some Raisinets, which are like the only times I'll ever eat raisins, when they're dipped in chocolate. And I'm also charging the batteries for the camera, which we do have it hooked up. Let's see if I can show you guys. Yeah, so I'm doing a lot of new stuff, a lot of experimentation when I do start filming. It's going to be a bit of a trial era. I just want to get back in the creative mindset and just get back in being creative and getting in that habit of mastering my craft. You know, a lot has happened. I know I've gone over it. You guys have seen the vlogs, but I graduated. I moved back to my hometown. I moved back to my childhood home, in fact. I got married. You know, I started a new career. So it's a lot going on. It definitely isn't taxing or draining, but just having this space to call my own to work is just super relaxing and nice. And that's really what I'm going to be doing. Going to be editing this vlog and getting ready, because I admittedly did slack on uploading some videos, so I do apologize, but hopefully we'll be able to make that up with what we're doing. And that is 2 videos this week if everything goes to plan. Spoiler, I really hope it goes to plan. So thank you all for everything. I don't think I'll be filming anything tomorrow. We shall see. If I do end up filming it, then I will cut this entire part out. But if I don't film anything, then you know that I didn't film anything, because I'm saying have a great rest of your day, and I hope you enjoyed this month on Battle Brawl.